Hello everyone, my name is Akash Rai. Today we are going to discuss about the Python course which we have started the series of Python. So, our today's topics are if else, and if-else if. In this lecture, we are going to understand these all logics, and today we are going to do some questions about if else and if else. We will also do some previous topics question for our understanding. Let's start. First of all, in today's lecture and from today, I am going to explain in both languages, like in English and Hindi both, so that if any student is comfortable with Hindi, he can understand easily in Hindi. If he comfortable with English, he can easily understand English. So in lecture videos, I am going to speak in both languages, in Hindi and English, so that students can easily get the concepts and easily understand what they are want. So in today's lecture, we are going to do some questions. We will practice the questions which are important. We also discuss about some Viva questions which ask in our exams, our interviews. So, in this video is very important because if else is very important topic of our Python. It is necessary everywhere. It is if else is also a part of C programming language. It is also in C++. It is also in that JavaScript. So it is very important topic. So you have to understand it very crystal and clear. So let's start this video. Thanks.
Today we are going to do these all topics like if else, if statement, if else statement, ladder if else statement means if else, if elif else, and nested if else statement. So these all topics we are going to cover. So let's begin. In Python, what is if statement? If statement is this constructs of Python program consist of one of the condition with one block of statement. When condition become true, then execute the block given below to it. So it is basically a block of statement. When the condition become true, it execute. So what is the syntax of if condition? So first write if, then write conditions. Conditions like means if x greater than 5, print 5 is odd number, like this. So in this you can write condition. So what is the syntax? First the syntax is write if, then condition, then always remember to write this semicolon, because if you don't give this, then your if condition will not execute, it create error. So always remember. What is its flowchart? We are going to see its flowchart also. So first it start, then expression, then if true, then statement. But if expression is false, then stop. It stop automatic. If statement is true, if expression is true, then it execute statement. But if expression is false, it automatically stop. So now go. Now let's go to the next part. First, see some example questions. Here, here the question is. Here the question is that user is taking is as input, and here we have written if statement like if age greater than 18, print you are eligible for vote. Here in if statement, it is saying that if age is greater than equal to 18, then that person is eligible for vote. But here, if you are taking input as 11, what will happen? It automatically stop. Then it go to next part. If else condition is also mentioned. Otherwise, it stop over here only. It doesn't give any output. But if user input is 20, it print you are eligible for vote. If 30, then also. If 40, then also. So now see this one. If age is less than 20, print you enter negative number. If someone is giving input as minus 18, but is can't be in negative. So it automatically give as you enter negative. So this is the example of if. Now come to if else statement. What is if else statement? So this construct a Python program consists of one of its condition with two blocks. When condition become true, then execute the block given below it. If condition evaluate result as false, it execute the block given below else. See, in if else there is two block of codes. One if condition, another is else condition. So here, if the if statement condition come as false, then it go to else part. It automatically print the else part. What it is saying? When condition become true, then it execute the given block below if condition as a result. But if false, it execute the block given below else. See the syntax over here. Here, we know the if condition syntax. First write if, then condition, then this semicolon. Then whatever the condition you are trying to write over here. Now, what is the syntax of else? Write else. Then this semicolon is also important over here also. And you have to write the condition that if condition fall or fail, then this else condition will execute automatically. What is its flowchart? See, once. First of all, first it start, then here is expression. If expression is true, then statement in if branch will execute automatically. But if the expression is false, then the statement in the else branch will execute and stop the. So I hope you understand what is if and what is else. So now let's see one example of if and else. Here, see here the question is mentioned that user is taking input, is input over here. See here. Here the expression is if age is greater than equal to 18, print you are eligible for. If user is taking input as 18 or 20 and greater than 18, it automatically print you are eligible for. But if the user is taking input as 10, 11, 12, 17, then it execute the else part where it is written you are not eligible for vote. So according to our Indian law, if you are 18 plus, then only you can give vote. So if user is taking input as 19, what it will execute? It will execute you are eligible for vote. But if user is taking 2 as input, what it will execute? It will execute you are not eligible for vote. So now come to second example. If user is taking here example as number, user is taking any number as input. I have already tell you that if you are taking integer as input, integer and as input, then the sequence of taking input should be like int, then input, then here whatever you want. This is the syntax of taking integer as input. So over here, user is taking number as input. Here the condition is if number modulus 2 equal to 0, then print the even number. What is the meaning of this? So over here, let's suppose if user is taking 4 as input, so now divide it with 2. What? With 2. So here what it will come? 4. So here modulus is, so here remainder is 0. So so input, what input will come here? Here input will come like 4 is even number. What input here come? 4 is even number. Why input come as 4 as even number? Why? Because see over here, when user is printing, he has written over here n, which is the input which user taking, which uh, which compiler is taking from user. So if you are printing that integer over here which you are taking from user, and you are writing as well over here same, so if whatever the user have taken the input, it will automatically come over here. If user is taking as 12, so n become as 12. If user is taking 13, then n become 13. So this is the meaning of this part. And here, if you are writing it in that double quotation, whatever you are writing, it print as well how it is written in the print form. So if user is taking 12 as input, what will be the output? So now let's divide it over here. 2 is divided by 12. So here we are getting 0 as remainder. So it is also a even number. So 12 is even number. But if user is taking 13 as input, what will happen over here? So if you are dividing 13 by 2, then here remainder come 1, and it is not matching with this condition. So it execute else part and print n is odd. So I hope you understand this logic. Now come to the next part. In Python, we have ladder if else statements. What is ladder if else statement? Means if, elif, and else. What is this one? Elif. If elif. What is this? This is like a ladder. Like a ladder. In this we are writing, if you are writing if condition over here. After that, if this condition is not true, then you are writing if elif. Then again this one is also not true. Then you are writing if elif again. You can write it as much as you can, as much as you want. And at the end you have to write else one. If this all if and if elif conditions can't pass your criteria, then it automatically execute else part. If this if-elif part is also not working, then it automatically execute else part. So what is Python ladder if-else statement? So here, this construct of Python program consists of more than one if condition. When first condition evaluate result as a true, then execute the block given below it. If condition evaluate result as false, it transfer the control at else part to test the another condition. So it is multi-decision making construction. I have already explained the meaning of this over here. Now let's see the syntax. Now let's see the syntax. So the syntax is here. We know the if condition syntax. This one is the elif condition. Here you are writing the second condition. Again you are creating one elif condition where here you are writing third condition. And at the end you are writing here else condition. If this not work, then this execute. If this also not work, then this execute. If this also not work, then this execute and we stop the flow. Now see the flow chart. So here code is starting. Condition 1. If yes, then it will execute. If no, then come to condition 2. If condition 2 is yes, then it execute the statement 2. But if condition 2 is also no, then it come to condition 3. If condition 3 is yes, then it execute statement 3. But if the condition 3 is also no, then it come to else part and it execute the statement below else. This is the flow chart of if, elif, and else. So I hope you understand the logic behind it. Now come to the next part. First of all, see some examples. How to see if you are not doing the questions practice, if you are just understanding what is the logic, how to do if, how to do else, how to do elif, if you are just understanding the logic concept, but if you are not doing the questions, then it does not work anything. Because for understanding any topic properly, you have to do some questions practice on that topic so that that topic become crystal clear to you. So here we are doing the third example or the third part of our videos, third part like if else example. So let's do this example. So over here, user is taking integer as input. Okay. So here the condition one. See, if number is greater than equal to 0, print you enter positive number. Elif, number is less than 0, print you enter negative number. Else, print you entered 0. So if the user taking input as 1, what it will print? So it come to the first condition. So over here the first condition is if the number is greater than equal to 0. So it will execute this statement. So 1 is applicable for this condition. So it print this statement. But if user is taking minus 13 as input, first it come to the first condition. In first condition, it is written that if number is greater than equal to 0, then it will print you enter the positive one. But here, the user is taking input as negative. So, it come to the second condition, in elif condition. So, what is over here? If the number is less than 0, the number is less than 0, print you enter the negative number. So here minus 13 is less than 0. We know that. So this statement execute over here. But if user has taken input as 0, if user has taken input as 0, then what will happen? It automatically come to see in first condition, then it goes to second condition, and it is not applicable for second, then it come to third condition, and in third condition it is matching that you enter the 0, then it execute over here that you entered. So I hope you understand this question. Now come to the next one. Next question or next one. So what is nested if statement? So this one is very important part of our if else video. So understand this logic very carefully. Now, what is nested if statement? It is the construct where one if condition take part inside of other if condition. This construct consists of more than one if condition. This construction is consist of more than if condition. Block execute when condition become false and next condition